In the last chapter of the Book of Unwritten Tales.
What? You lying harlot! Go all doe-eyed at my Captain Nate and then go whoring around with someone else?
Hey now. And now. Yeah, anything else to look at? Apparently so.
It's very difficult to recognize anything at all in this mirror. Perhaps it's showing a future in constant motion?
Perhaps?
Would I like to know when I'll die? And what is going to become of this one? No. I believe that not knowing what the future will bring is part of life.
I mean, generally, doesn't have to be when you have access to this.
Thousands of lives are being reflected in each mirror. I really shouldn't look, but there's such a powerful allure in watching other people go about their daily business.
If you say so.
The Oracle said that the stories repeat themselves again and again. I think that's because people don't really change. Different places, different people, the same mistakes.
That seems accurate.
Perhaps you could help me again.
Shush! This is getting exciting!
Alright, seems like that's all we're going to get out of this thing for right now. I suppose there's nothing for it but to actually get on with this. Maybe we can talk to these guys now that we've decided to save them?
Critter'll be all right. Won't matter what the
Okay, that's the same thing.
The Oracle says that I won't be able to change the Archmage back without my friends. Got to be done, I guess. Hey, Judge! All defendants are entitled to a lawyer, are they not? I will be their lawyer.
Oh, really? Why not? Being the judge, I'm all for a fair trial. No one should be able to say, I sentenced them to death unjustly.
I don't know if I want to be represented by her.
Shut up, Nate. The accused is only allowed to talk when their lawyer tells them to.
Something tells me the Red Pirate's idea of a fair trial is not
Well,
accurate.
What do you have to say in their defense?
Prove an imbecile, we have to tell them it's a higher power.
He is not responsible for his actions. He's being controlled by a higher power.
Oh, the voodoo doll defense.
Not at all. There is a higher power which controls him and all of us, I think.
You're going off script.
Yes.
Indeed. Behold the water jug.
What? Uh-huh.
Nah, that was the win.
No, that was the higher power.
What?
If so, then it could get that coconut down from that tree.
What?
That is impossible.
Indeed.
I get it.
You, turn around. Now go ask your higher power how many fingers I'm holding up.
Okay, that's very, very clever. We are the higher power. That's awesome. That's hilarious. 3 fingers.
It is 3 fingers.
That's witchcraft. Someone's watching me. They want to control me.
Not
And they
you.
want to drive me crazy.
Maybe?
But they won't get me.
That was brilliant. How did you do that?
I don't know.
Higher powers.
You mean there really is a higher power controlling everything?
In this instance,
That can't be. Oh, higher power! If you are really there, make a green unicorn appear.
I don't have one at my disposal.
See? Just a figment of imagination.
All right then, release me.
Why do you keep kicking your legs up? Oh yeah, we need the key. All right, Nate. Hope we actually get to find out what happened with you and whether it was Ivo's mother who interfered. I think it was. It's what the game seems to be pointing to.
Come on, Critter, we're going.
don't I even get a thank you?
I didn't ask for your help, and we would have managed fine on our own. Isn't that right, buddy? You see?
I think he said no. Which to say? Let's make them fight.
I could have just left you to rot in the stocks.
Maybe you should have. You're good at betraying your friends.
I have not betrayed anyone.
Critter, can you tell that person that the proof of her infidelity is clear enough for anyone to see?
Critter, tell this excuse of a pirate that I was not unfaithful to him. Even if I'd wanted to, I couldn't have been unfaithful to him. He left me.
Critter, tell her that I won't listen to this any longer.
Poor Critter, stuck in the middle.
Nate, it's about the Archmage and Wilbur.
What? What about them?
The Archmage has been cursed and Wilbur's wanted for murder.
That's nonsense. That little guy wouldn't hurt a fly.
We have to help them.
I can't. I can drop you off in Elfborough if you like.
That would be a start. The spark of life is there. My father has it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's just go.
Are you sure you'll be able to find the elf burrow?
I feel the same way, Critter.
Right, someone's going to have to go up to my father and ask him for the spark of life. Then we have to head off to find Lorem Ipsum. Hello?
I'm not going to help. That's your problem.
Well, I'm not over the moon about it either, but the Oracle did say that I needed friends in order to overcome the challenges that lie ahead of me.
Then I suggest you look for some. Farewell.
Come on, let's work this out, guys.
You have to help me. I can't possibly meet Mother in this state. The gods only know what she'd do to me.
You could wear the disguise?
And quite rightly, too.
Oh yeah? Then why don't you tell him yourself that you're going to desert him?
The frog?
That's Archmage Alistair. Didn't you listen to anything I said? And what about Wilbur?
I'm sorry. I can't.
Why? Explain, please?
Oi, Critter! Come on! Just look what she's done. Critter!
Just realized Nate has very short legs.
Critter! I knew that you wouldn't desert me. And that's good. Mother must under no circumstances see me like this.
I was informed of your arrival, Ivo.
Yeah, don't turn around. Sure.
Oh, hello, Mother.
I've been worried, child.
Well, I'm so sorry about that. But perhaps you should have a lie down and we'll talk about everything in the morning.
What is the matter with you? Why don't you turn around?
Why don't you turn around?
Why don't you turn around first?
The company of that human is not good for you. That is why I told him to go away.
Mm-hmm.
You did what?
What have you?
Well, I can explain.
Not necessary.
Did you just magic her?
Helping her? Why should I? Just turns up and what the hell is taking so long? Critter, come on, it's time to go.
Did Ivo's mother just magic her? I like that woman even less. Well, Mama's gonna have to learn to stop trying to control literally everything her daughter does.
Ivo's hippogriff doesn't seem very happy. Perhaps she's missing her rider. Or she's just hungry. Or both.
Or perhaps she's tired of being pink. We don't know what she looked like before this.
Some gnome engineers wanted to fine-tune Mary in appreciation of our victory against Mortroga.
How'd that work
But
out?
Mary doesn't like gadgets, and I'm happy with her the way she is.
Fair enough.
When I first got the Mary, I understood absolutely nothing about her mechanics.
Is that the same now?
Now I understand at least twice as much.
Yeah, so still nothing. Gotcha.
When the Mary belonged to the Red Pirate, he didn't just use her for pleasure trips. They did some work now and again, as this cage proves.
And you've just left it there this whole time then? Just too lazy to dispose of it, or did you think that you might eventually have some use for it yourself?
One of my goals in life is to never be a prisoner in my own cage again.
Oh, is that leaving? Wait, I wasn't
Critter,
through.
what have you done now?
He's gotten caught?
Ivo's mother? Oh. Come on, let's get you out of there first.
Ooh, be careful, don't hurt him.
All right. Darn elven magic. Yes, I'll get help. Wait here.
Don't think he has much of a choice, Nate. Well, we want to go back onto the Mary and finish our looking around here. So this is... Wait. Leave the ships here. I thought I clicked on the rope. They're right side by side there, apparently.
The Mary tried to teach me some knots. I think she likes passing on her knowledge to me. She said she'll try and teach pigs to fly next.
And have just as much luck. Use the rope with... What exactly? Doesn't look like we can throw it overboard?
Nope, I don't need to moor the Mary. She holds her position herself.
Okay. Well, so we need to use this for something at some point.
The last time I used this thing, I blew a bounty hunter out of the sky. Nonetheless, Critter and I prefer to avoid a fight if we can and rely on our brains and good looks.
Good luck with that.
The Elf Burrow is one of the most beautiful spots imaginable. But a golden prison is still a prison.
Mm-hmm.
The Elf Burrow is but a golden...
Okay. Wooden planks? Is that the kind that you walk, or just that you build things
Mary
with?
was damaged recently, and I want to repair her. When I say recently, I mean about 2 years ago. But in my defense, I had to save the world in the meantime.
So is the figurehead that's in your cabin there that speaks, is she aware of the whole ship, or is it just the figurehead, I wonder?
I'll start the repairs tomorrow. But what can you do if there's a better use for the plank?
Don't know what that use is. Yet.
I'm not flying off without Critter. Critter is my first mate, and the cook, and the lookout, and he shovels coal and helps me annoy the Mary. He's indispensable.
That's what I figured. Alright, so, should we go talk to Mary before we take off? Might she have some sage advice? Hello, Mary, my dear.
Mary and me like a bit of banter. She says I haven't got a clue about flying airships, and that we only stay in the air because she ignores my commands. Ha!
Probably correct.
Hey, Mary.
Captain Nate?
Well, what course have you set?
What's our course, helmsman? Woman? Ship?
We are at anchor in the harbour and don't have a course.
Yet.
Oh, play along. You know I like all that nautical stuff.
Sure you do.
Course set 245 degrees north-south, Captain.
Very good. Keep course.
Yes, sir, Captain.
All right. Let me know if there's a problem.
And then?
And then, warp 6. Engage. Guess that's all. Writing desk?
Ivo tidied up here when we flew back from the Wildlands. At least that's what she called it. In reality, all she did was bring confusing order to my orderly disorder.
Uh-huh.
Navigation isn't a complicated science. I choose a place on the map I'd like to fly to, then I tell the Mary the name of the place and she flies me there. I don't know why other people find it so difficult.
I don't think that counts as navigation, Nate. Unfortunately, set a course. Can we do that?
I'm not flying off without Critter.
Right.
Critter is my first mate, and the cook, and the lookout, and he shovels coal and helps me annoy the Mary. He's indispensable.
So he does everything, in other words.
A pile of maps, diaries, travelogues, and stuff. I was looking for things that promise eternal life. The Holy Grail, the Philosopher's Stone, the Fountain of Youth, that kind of thing. Harder to find than you'd think. That's why I had the idea with the djinn. At least I knew where to look for him.
Oh, so was Ivo the reason you were looking for eternal life?
Wasn't there a book on lorem ipsum here?
I think Nate was trying to make himself...
That's it. Perhaps I can give it to Ivo before I leave.
I think that Nate was looking for a road to immortality so that Ivo's mother would accept him more.
A heavy plank of wood. Not very long, but quite fat. Just like the Mary.
I'm sure she appreciates that greatly.
A notebook with some notes on the lost city of lorem ipsum. Perhaps I can give it to Ivo before I leave.
Perhaps, or perhaps you could just take her there.
I've seen alchemic lab benches and building sites with less stuff than this dressing table.
Okay, is that it?
Perfume atomizers, face powder, makeup. Nothing of any use at the moment.
So says you.
Perfume atomizers.
Alright, mirror?
People always think that pirates don't care about their appearance. But that's not true. We're just as sensitive as everyone else when it comes to what we look like. You finally managed to get a good beard going. Then people say you looked better without.
I mean, the thing is to just do what makes you happy regardless of what everyone else says. Is this Critter and his maid another critter? Probably.
The Red Pirate kept asking me again and again about his costumes when I was drinking with him. I didn't have the heart to tell him we used some of them as oil rags.
You might not have survived if you had. Do we get a disguise?
A sailor's uniform with a hat and a duck beak made of card. Nope, they're not going to help me in the current situation.
Unfortunate. I was looking forward to playing dress up with Nate.
Provisions are low. If we sail around much longer, we'll have to get supplies from somewhere, or Critter will have to eat less.
Or you will have to eat less?
Tinned peaches. Oh, empty.
Okay, so we got a tin can?
Metal cans. The dwarves invented them to keep perishable foods fresh for longer.
Oh, no, wait, no. The oven, please.
The Mary consumes huge amounts of coal. For the oven, but primarily for the steam engine. The Miners Guild promised to give me free coal for the Mary for the rest of my life at the end of the war.
Are they carrying through?
When I reminded them, a rather grim-faced dwarf said that the whole thing was meant to be symbolic.
Right.
Many promises were made in the rush of victory and later not kept.
I would imagine so. So I guess that's it for now. I guess we should be getting on with it. Okay. Well, Nate can re-examine all of these things that Ivo saw earlier.
Critter attacked this beehive one night. He claims to this day that it was the sweetest triumph of his life. But it was 3 days before the swelling from the bee stings went down.
You must really love honey, then.
No trace of arbor, but he left this ball of string lying here. Perhaps he was going to tie up bushes with it or something.
Or fly a kite?
Shorty won't mind, I think.
Well, we won't know until we ask him.
I've never been very interested in plants, but there are things in this garden I've never seen anywhere else. Those two plants there, for example, it looks as though they're strangling one another.
Less dire than that, I think. Though it does amaze me that they're still embraced after all these days.
Damn elven magic! Hey, Critter, can't you somehow slip out of there? You can usually squeeze through most gaps. The thorns, I see.
Alright, and we can't get him loose?
There's got to be a way.
Well, I would imagine there is. There has to be. Just finding it.
All right, all right. It was worth a try.
Okay. Look at the reeds.
At school, I had a teacher who hit us across the fingers with something like that when we were naughty. I stayed the full 2 weeks nonetheless. Education is the key to success.
Right, especially a 2-week education. You have quite the reach there, Nate. Thin reed.
Thin reed.
Looks more like bamboo than a cattail to me. Look at the pond.
We waited for ages until Ivo's mother finally left the palace. Then it was pool time. Critter and me cannonballed in from the balcony. Ivo was torn between outrage and laughter.
That's quite a long jump there. Very lucky to have hit your mark, I think.
People say the water has a healing effect. Perhaps I should take 1 or 2 barrels of it with me and sell it.
Honestly, not a horrible idea.
We waited for ages until...
All right. We understand. Weeping Willow.
That's strange. When I was here last, that tree looked a lot happier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what could be wrong with it. Alright, so this is the way straight into the throne room. Let's go in here. The Buster Sword.
According to Ivo, these are swords belonging to some of those who have tried to conquer the woodland realm. Nowadays, everyone knows it's better not to pick a fight with elves.
Somehow I have a hard time believing that Cloud Strife tried to conquer the elves. Minecraft sword. And thanks to a comment, I believe that this may be He-Man's sword. So there's that information.
I nearly got arrested once because of a flower like that.
Oh.
I didn't know why they're forbidden almost everywhere. Until I heard someone playing one for the first time.
Uh-huh. Top Hat? Is that the Mad Hatters?
The king and queen keep gifts given to them by delegations from far-off lands in this room. Some of them are rather bizarre. The top hat might have been a present from a kobold delegation. Although, it's a bit too big for that.
I would guess leprechauns?
The top hat might have been...
Okay. Does Nate even know how to read?
During my time here, I sat in this library many times enjoying a good book.
Yeah.
Not.
That's what I figured.
During my time here, I sat in this library...
Alrighty. Let's take a look at Sully.
Critter claims he doesn't know Ollie, but the family resemblance can't be denied.
Uh-huh.
Ollie used to be a bookmaker. Got involved with the wrong people. Ivo says I just make all this up.
I can buy that.
I've only had dealings with a dragon once. The dear thing wasn't really all there, and completely harmless.
Wonder how that turned out with her desire to become a rampaging beast.
I've never really understood why it's all right to cut off dragons' heads. Dragons are rational beings, not a nice tradition.
I would agree. Shall we visit Ivo's room?
I'll have to be careful. If the queen catches me, there'll be no leniency.
Is she up here? I thought she would be in the throne room. No, she's
I
here.
couldn't allow him to propose to you. What sort of life would you have?
A life of her own
You'd
choosing.
lost him so soon, maybe just 50 years after marrying him. Or were you planning to go into the world with him and get old just like him? That would be terrible, and I told him as much. If one truly loves someone, then it's sometimes better to let them go. You know that I can be very convincing. The human spirit is weak. And perhaps there was a tiny bit of magic involved too. If only I'd known that it was already too late.
Yeah.
That darn witch! It all sounded so right. I was already across the sea when it became clear to me that I might have made the biggest mistake of my life. No wonder Ivo hates me. Her mother must never have told her what happened, or she blamed me for everything.
Yeah. I would guesstimate just not telling her anything and letting Ivo think whatever. Don't be too hard on yourself, Nate. She said magic was involved. And I wonder, if the elves age normally when they leave the elf burrow, wouldn't it stand to reason that Nate would stop aging being here? Or is there some reaction between elven blood and the location? I think we should go up and speak to Ivo's father. I think he has the spark of life anyway. Let's look at everything else first, so that perhaps we will have all the interactions out of the way.
The Queen must have ordered the sentries to let the Mary pass. So long as she doesn't give any orders to the contrary, we should be able to enter and leave the woodland realm at any time.
Well, that is a small blessing, at least.
I think Ivo has never really got on with her mother, but she has always respected her. Her mother is very hard-working, very conscientious, very clever, but I think Ivo would have liked a bit more affection and warmth from her.
Fair assessment.
When your girlfriend's mother is an elf priestess, and you want to make a good impression, you shouldn't call this a swimming pool in front of her. But I meant it in a good way. I even invited her and Ivo's father to join us.
Were us you and Critter?
I had to listen to a quite long and, to be honest, slightly hostile lecture about this being a holy moon well. But what if your sweaty feet are longing for a cool down after a long day? What do you do then? My good arguments were ignored.
Oh, more's the pity.
I had to listen to a quite... But
Okay. Look out at the world.
I don't know if I'd have been happy here with Ivo. This place is beautiful, of course, but nothing changes, or only unbelievably slowly. And who would want to live in his parents-in-law's house where time practically stands still?
I mean, if it stops you from aging, then that wouldn't be too bad.
One day, Ivo's child will rule over all of this. I'll be long dead by then. It might have never heard of me.
Chin up, Nate. We're gonna work this out.